Hello, Dr. James Bogash, expert in health and longevity, and today we're going to talk about sleep, which is absolutely critical for good health. Unfortunately, there's a huge chunk of the population that has problems with sleeping, and I've covered lots of things over the years. I'm a huge fan of sleep masks, watching our blue light exposure at night, pre-diabetes, so poor lifestyle choices lead to insomnia and sleep problems. There are a lot of things we can do to improve sleep. There are some supplements on the market that can help, but first a little background on physiology. There's a compound or amino acid called L-tryptophan, and we can't make that. We need to get it from our diet. We've heard that, that's why you're tired after eating turkey is because it's high in tryptophan. Not true, because tryptophan is a large neutral amino acid and it doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier very well when there's competition. It's probably just from overeating. However, tryptophan gets converted to 5-HTP, which then gets converted to either serotonin or melatonin, which helps with sleep. If sunlight is present, we make serotonin. If sunlight is present, we make melatonin. So that's where 5-HTP can actually help in multiple different areas because it's a precursor to both of these. Now, why do we use 5-HTP? Interesting conversation. Tryptophan was used for years and really helped with both sleep and neurologic conditions like anxiety and depression. Been used for about 25 years or so. All of a sudden, in 1989, 88-89, there were some contaminated dosages from a single manufacturing plant that created what's called eosinophilic myalgia syndrome or EMS. There were about 1,500 cases, about 37 deaths associated with it. It was a serious thing, but it was a contaminated dose or a contaminated manufacturing process from a single origin. They identified it. However, tryptophan was banned from 1989 to 2005. For those of you that are good with math or have a calculator, that's what I should say, like 16 years or so. It's a long time it was off the market. That's why 5-HTP became more common. Interestingly enough, two things to consider is that Prozac hit the market in 1988, started doing a lot of marketing in 1989. Just throwing that out there, that it's kind of interesting that for 25 years tryptophan was on the market. All of a sudden there was some contamination and it got pulled off the market for, what did I just say, 16 years. Tylenol, if you remember, there was contaminated dosage with cyanide in the Chicagoland area. There were 7 deaths. It was off the market. It was a national emergency. It was off the market for days and then was back on the market compared to 16 years. So interesting history with that most people are not aware of. That being said, this was a study done on 30 people with sleep problems. They were 60 years of age. So again, as we get older, 66 years of age or older in the group. As we get older, sleep problems become more complicated. Melatonin levels start to drop. So anything we can do that might support melatonin production can be helpful. They gave them 100 milligrams of 5-HTP per day. Keep in mind that even in the tainted doses with tryptophan, there were some case studies of people taking as much as 17,000 per day. So again, lots of concern with the fact that tryptophan was pulled off the market. One of the things they found that the people who had poor sleep in the study, like the poorest sleep in the study, actually had improvement in sleep, different sleep markers that they had. So really a positive outcome with something that is considered safe and inexpensive as 5-HTP. They also found that gut diversity increased and the amount of short chain fatty acid producing bacteria went up. All good things. And so whether it was the 5-HTP or whether it was the change in the gut bacteria, it doesn't really matter. The outcomes were positive. And 5-HTP, there's a product we use in the office called Neuro 5-HTP Biotics. It has L-theanine, which helps make GABA, and has a calming effect on the brain, and 5-HTP. So it's a product we really like to use and really have had good response with patients over the years. So just interesting throwing this out there. Another tool to help people with their sleep problems, because sleep is a cornerstone for good health. As always, I'll post a link to this particular study in the description. Make sure you like this video, share it with somebody who you think needs the information, and subscribe to the channel.